All right, everyone, welcome back to Blake's Takes. I'm your host, Blake, and as always with me, my co-host, Garrett.
Hey, guys.
And today, I'm honestly really excited about this recording. We are finishing the second half of The Boys, Season 3.
Yes, a show it took me 2 fucking years to get Blake into.
So I was
and
actually
now that he's watching it, he can't stop talking about it.
I was actually going to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh my God. This kid infuriates me.
Yeah, Garrett had been telling me to go watch the first 2 seasons, and I finally did last year. And oh my God, I absolutely loved it. Instantly become one of my favorite shows. And now every time I talk about The Boys, I try to get anyone on The Boys now. Anyone I talk to, I'm like, you got to watch the show. You got to watch the show. And I've gotten a few people to start it.
I've been here from day one.
You have. I will give you that. I did get one person to watch the show, and he instantly loved it. He like binged all 3 seasons.
Honestly, it's a really easy show to get hooked on. Especially with that first episode.
Especially with the first scene.
First 10 minutes of the first episode.
Oh, yeah. You know, speaking of season 3, this just absolutely solidifies that The Boys is one of my favorite shows of all time. Top 5, I would say, for me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For me. Top 5 for me.
Fucking bandwagon.
Ain't no goddamn bandwagon. I was at least on the wave after 2 seasons. You know, that's really not that much.
I guess. But yes, this is an extremely good show. I don't know if I'm going to place it anywhere yet. It's definitely in a top 10 for me, at least.
I can't get enough of it. And, you know, it's funny. You brought this up to me as well, you know, before we get on the review of the second half. A lot of people who rate this show, you see it has like a lot of 5-star reviews and then a lot of 1-star reviews as well. Like it doesn't have the rating that it deserves online.
Yeah. And I mean, not to get political or anything, but I just want to address this. All these 1-star reviews are coming from, you know, the right side, and they talk about how progressive and liberal this show can be. And I feel like these aren't really valid. Like if you watch this show, they make fun of both sides of the political scale here.
Yeah, you can tell where both jokes lie.
Yeah, and to me, it's freaking hilarious.
It is funny.
Like, I mean,
the political satire is great.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh at when they make fun of both sides. It's freaking hilarious. They made fun of Caitlyn Jenner.
No, the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial.
They made fun of the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial. The Imagine commercial with Gal Gadot. They started
with all
it
the
off.
Celebrities.
And they started it off with the fucking Deep of all people.
Oh my God. And so that was the beginning of Herogasm, which just, I mean, that whole episode, that just shows you how great that episode was.
Yeah, so I just wanted to address that. Like, I mean, you see these negative comments, but I'm telling you, they make fun of both sides so much, and I find them equally hilarious.
Because not to mention, you saw in season 2 as well, they make fun of a lot of real world superhero movies as well, like that girl power scene in Endgame.
Yes.
They made fun of that as well.
Yeah, after they recorded it, they were like, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, so you see, there's really no one safe in The Boys, and it's absolutely great.
Yeah, so I say just give it a watch yourself before you start making these judgments about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, back on track. These last 4 episodes were freaking amazing.
They were fucking eventful.
The best of which obviously being Herogasm.
God damn. Was that the best episode of the whole series?
Dude, that was definitely the best episode of the whole series.
Holy shit.
Dude, that shit had me so hyped. Like, honestly, we can kind of skip over the episode 5. Like, I mean, literally all that happened was Crimson Countess died. They made a deal with Soldier Boy to team up, and if they help Soldier Boy kill his old team, then he'll help them kill Homelander.
Right.
So that was literally like all that happened. But I mean, also the betrayal. They betrayed like MM because they said they were gonna kill Soldier Boy with MM because that's his main purpose is killing Soldier Boy. Yeah. And you know, obviously Starlight didn't approve of this whole situation and everything. Right. But that's about it for episode 5.
Yeah.
But then we get to Herogasm.
So let's stick on Herogasm for a little bit. Because whenever I bring up Herogasm to people, I've heard a lot that it was underwhelming just from the hype that it got. But what I think people are referring to as what was underwhelming was the whole like orgy scene. Like, you know, all the nudity and whatnot.
Yeah. And okay, so
But here's the thing. That wasn't the main focus of the episode.
No, they were hyping up this episode, but I think people misunderstood what they were hyping it up for.
Yeah.
So like they were talking about how I think people were expecting Herogasm to just be like the most inappropriate, gruesome, episode that we've ever seen in The Boys, which it wasn't. Like, honestly, all the sex and shit that we saw, that's nothing new. It's not like we haven't seen any of that type of stuff from The Boys before.
Yeah.
But as far as eventfulness importance to the story, this was a freaking eventful episode.
Yes, very.
A very eventful episode. We saw the showdown that we were all waiting for with a superpowered Butcher, Huey, who was also powered up, Soldier Boy, and Homelander.
Jesus
and
Christ.
They made Homelander freaking bruise, man.
This is why this show is so great, because, it took their time. This has been developing for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
This moment here with Butcher getting his licks in on Homelander.
Yes, like we have just thought of Homelander as this absolute untouchable superhero because he's just so much stronger than everybody else, but he's finally vulnerable in this one scene.
I was going to say, this season, like the last 3 episodes, we really start to see his vulnerability.
Yeah, and it was just so satisfying to see these punches get in on Homelander, and he was not having a good time in this fight.
It was so good.
It was so good. Also, I love the attention to the dialogue that they did and with the fight choreography.
Right.
Because in this little back and forth that we saw with Soldier Boy and Homelander, Soldier Boy was like, "Buddy, you think you look tough? You're wearing a cape." And then when they were fighting, Soldier Boy drags Homelander down from the air by his cape and slams him into the ground. I was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking great." He just used what he just made fun of against him in the fight.
Yeah, and the fight really wasn't even that long, but it was amazing. Like, I was so hyped during that fight. It was just enough,
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite fights that I've seen in any superhero shit.
Dude, I was so hyped the entire time.
I was literally standing up, like, pumping my fist.
Yeah, and like with every punch, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, it was great. And then that final scene of seeing Homelander just staring in the mirror with a blank face, like with a bruise on his cheek. Oh my god,
dude, he was just mortified that he could get bruised.
All right, so let's talk about Homelander for a little bit in this episode, because in the beginning we see him have his Green Goblin moment, his Norman Osborn moment.
Yes, that was really weird to see. He has it seems like he has more of like a split personality in him than we thought. Or maybe this was just how
a lot of conflict within himself.
And maybe this is just how he thinks in his head.
Right.
Like, it's not necessarily like he actually talks to himself.
No, I don't think it's more.
I think this was just a visual representation of how he thinks.
Yes, for sure. I don't think it's so much split personality. Obviously it was definitely like a Green Goblin moment with the mirror and everything.
Yeah.
But I think this was showing us his confliction within himself.
Yeah, like he actually does have human emotions, and he wants to be loved. Honestly,
he wants to be nurtured.
Yeah, like seriously, if they just gave this guy like a normal upbringing, I feel like he would have been the superhero that they asked for.
Yeah, it's possible.
You know what I mean?
Because
just like give him parents, give him love.
Because in the next few episodes as well, we really do see some like human emotions out of him.
Yeah, and honestly, they should have gave him some superpowered parents, so that way he didn't accidentally kill him if he used his laser eyes, because there's another traumatizing background right there.
Like Omni-Man?
Yeah, like, well, it would have been
with Invincible and Omni-Man.
Well, yeah, but it would have been on accident. Like we saw with Ryan. Like he accidentally killed his mom, and and we saw a little moment with him and Ryan in
the finale.
In the finale, where he was like, when you have these powers, I understand more than anybody, accidents are gonna happen.
Right. I know, and that was that's funny. Okay, we bring up that scene in the finale, and where he's talking to Ryan, and he's telling Ryan that he understands accidents happen, and that whole scene, I'm like, fuck, I hate Homelander, but why do I like him in this scene?
Dude, like literally, that was such a good father-son moment.
Yeah.
Like that was actually good parenting right there. Like he was making good points and everything.
And that's what Ryan needed to hear.
I know. Like Ryan never really had that support, and oh my, like how comforting is that when someone can relate to you like that?
Yeah.
And who can relate better than Homelander, who has like his exact power set?
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, we really see Homelander scared for the first time.
Oh, he was
in Herogasm in this season. We see him scared for the first time.
Yeah, and I thought it was a great scene between him and Maeve when he was in her cell and she pointed out that he was wearing concealer to cover up his bruise, and she was just so ecstatic at the fact that he had a bruise. Like, oh my God, he can be hurt.
Okay, so yes, we get the Herogasm. Obviously, bunch of naked shit happening.
Yeah.
We see Butcher, Soldier Boy, and Huey show up, and we see a good moment between Huey and A-Train, actually.
Yeah, I was really happy to see that. You know, obviously this entire thing started with A-Train killing his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we kind of forget about that.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, here's Huey at Herogasm.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he runs into A-Train, and he's saying to himself, like, I have powers. I'm running into A-Train right now. Like, I can actually say what I actually want to say to him. And he wanted to fight. Huey walked in. He walked into that conversation ready to throw a punch. He was like, fuck this guy. I'm going to kill him right here.
But A-Train gave a heartfelt apology.
He gave him a heartfelt apology, which Huey was not expecting. But honestly, we were kind of seeing that in his character development throughout this season. Like, this is going back to the conversation that A-Train had with Ashley about how she was like, you actually want to take responsibility for your actions now?
Yeah.
After we covered up for all, like, you running through that girl.
Yeah. She's like, now you actually care?
Yeah, now you have a soul?
Yeah.
So
just because it happened to him now with his brother.
Yes. And so I thought that was a really good wake-up call for him.
Yeah.
And that's what led to this apology to Huey.
Yeah.
But even with the apology, Huey punched him in the face.
He needed to get that in though.
Yeah, I think he was just, he doesn't give a shit. He was waiting for that apology long ago, and I don't even know if Huey really believed that it was genuine. We know it was genuine, but he doesn't know what A-Train's been going through.
No,
and that was
not all the way.
And that was actually a genuine apology from him.
It was.
Another satisfying moment though.
Yeah,
speaking of A-Train.
Speaking of A-Train, I knew you were bringing this up.
Coming out of Herogasm. Was the death of Blue Hawk.
Oh God, that was
my
great.
God. I have rewatched from A-Train killing Blue Hawk to, the fight with Butcher and everything. I've rewatched that like probably 7 or 8 times.
You know, it's funny. I love that scene so much as well that I even went on YouTube and watched a compilation of people's reactions to that scene.
It's so good.
Because no one was expecting A-Train to run.
No. And yeah, that was the other like really meaningful part about it. He was like, I don't give a shit if I die of a heart attack. I'm killing this motherfucker right now.
Yeah, getting revenge.
And not to mention like just how he killed him. Just the worst road rash you can ever get.
Just dragging him across the road. It was insane.
Yeah.
And then it left us, the question of, is A-Train gonna live? Because after that scene, his heart gives out.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, I was sitting there hoping like they better not kill him off, because I personally love A-Train. And I didn't think they were going to kill him off from that.
A-Train's really growing on me. If they were to kill him off, though, that would have been the way to do it.
That would have been a good way.
Yeah,
he actually did it with a righteous act.
Right.
To go out. But then it turns out his brother wasn't even satisfied with that, because he wanted Blue Hawk to be like held responsible, not just dead.
The whole Herogasm episode, between the fighting, between the moments that we had, the heartfelt ones, and then not to mention, it was also a funny ass episode too. Like Herogasm just had everything you wanted.
Yeah. And the scene with the deep when he's fucking the octopus.
Yes. So funny.
Oh my God.
Not to mention the scene in the very beginning when they're looking at Homelander, and Ashley's like, or Deep's like, oh, it could be CGI. And Ashley's like, you don't even know what CGI stands for. He's like, yeah, it stands for blow me. Like, there's just everything you wanted in that episode. Fuck everyone who hates on me for liking the Deep. I mean, he's just a funny character. No, he's not a good person. As we've seen, I thought he was going to actually do the right thing in this season, but clearly he's just a kiss ass, especially in this season.
Yeah.
Because season 2, I was like, okay, maybe the Deep's going to come around.
Yeah.
We saw him get the footage for Queen Maeve to blackmail Homelander.
But it was all for personal gain.
Yeah, he's a kiss ass. But whatever. You know what? He's a comedic relief right now, and I'm fine with that. And who knows? Maybe season 4, we will see the Deep start to, have more of a character development after, he killed that political figure.
Part of me feels like
treason.
Yeah, No, and he didn't seem okay with that.
No.
Not at all. He was like, I think that's treason.
Ooh, big word.
But yeah, I mean, maybe he gets a little more serious in season 4 with like, you know, if he starts becoming like kind of a right-hand man for Homelander, and then he starts to realize like, whoa, I don't like this. He's asking me to do some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm. And then episode 7 was actually a very informational episode when it comes to these characters' background, especially for Butcher.
Like the whole, like half of it was, you know, just a background of Butcher and like flashbacks of Butcher's life. And apparently what Mindstorm did to him was like he put him in a nightmare. Right. So a nightmare for Butcher is all the worst parts of his life. Yeah. Because we know the kind of guilt that he carries around
with his little brother Lenny.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, not being there for him when he was around his, you know, freaking abusive father.
Yeah. And as we see, he thinks of Huey a lot, you know, like Lenny.
Yeah. And we can obviously see the similarities between them, you know, like always like kind of looking to Butcher for an answer and, you know, like kind of being that big brother figure to protect him. And because Lenny was always kind of a, you know, softy. He was kind of like the scrawny kid, just like Huey is.
Yeah. What do you call him? I forget. Basically, don't be a puss.
Yeah. Which is, you know, frowned upon in Butcher culture.
Yeah. When Butcher wakes up, you know, we see him just apologizing immediately. And Huey's like, what?
Yeah. He thought Huey was Lenny.
Yeah.
But Jesus, poor fucking Mindstorm. He didn't get his wish. He didn't get his end of the deal.
No.
As soon as he woke up Butcher, he was like, all right, teleport me. And then fucking Soldier Boy's already back there throwing knives in his eyes.
We had quite the twist in the end of that episode.
Yes. That was probably the biggest moment to happen in episode 7.
So we find out that Soldier Boy is Homelander's father. Yeah. As he put it, he jerked into a cup for one of the doctors.
Yup.
And boom, they had a kid. What is it? Spring of 1981.
Mm-hmm. It was cool to see how they're using inspiration from the comics, but also putting their own twist on it. So it's pretty cool. Like, so they kind of combined the story of Stormfront with Soldier Boy. So in the comics, it's actually Stormfront's DNA that they use to create Homelander. And but in the comics, Stormfront is a guy, and actually if you look at pictures of him, like you can kind of see the similarities of him and Homelander. But in this case they're using Soldier Boy because they went with like a totally different direction with Stormfront. But it was kind of cool to see how they were using that inspiration, but just implementing it in a different way in this story.
Yeah. And then another character that we got a lot of background story with in this episode 7 as well was Black Noir.
Yes.
The character that doesn't speak. How are they going to give us a backstory about him?
With cartoons.
He goes back to the place where he feels safest, you know, a childhood memory. Mm-hmm. And he's got these animated cartoon friends around him. And we see like a whole, you know, cartoon story of how that whole shit went down in like overseas. Where was it? Afghanistan or something? With Payback in like the 80s.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember where it was.
But we see why Noir is the way he is.
Yeah. And why he's so fucking terrified.
Yes, and why he's so terrified of Soldier Boy and how Soldier Boy treated him when he was in Payback. Mm-hmm. Everyone always loved Black Noir of just like, you know, this mysterious dude. Mm-hmm. But now after this episode, oh my God, everyone felt so connected with Black Noir.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to connect with like just a blank figure that just stands there. Yeah. But I mean, that mysterious aspect was cool, but I was definitely happy with the background that we got from him. Yeah. And honestly, it just kind of like showed you, I feel like we saw more of Soldier Boy's strength in those cartoons than we did in the actual fighting that we saw.
You think?
I mean, come on. He literally took on like all of Payback by himself and like damn near won. And also, we know Black Noir to be like an extremely formidable fighter, and he beat the shit out of him with like absolutely no, you know, there was no fight back. Like,
Soldier Boy is very strong.
Soldier Boy is really strong.
I mean, we did see that strength though. I think we saw it in the finale a decent amount.
Okay, we did. But however, I did like how they showed Soldier Boy's strength in those cartoons. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I also I also liked the animal choices that they did for each character.
Yeah.
Like Soldier Boy being an
A
bald eagle.
American bald eagle.
Yeah, obviously that made so much sense.
Yeah.
And then but Black Noir
was a sheep.
He was a black sheep.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because he's like kind of follows. He's not a leader. He's a follower.
Right.
So he was following Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
And he was a follower to Homelander. So I thought that was kind of a cool little nod right there.
Yeah, that is. That is. So yeah, episode 7 was just very informational. Got a lot of backstories to characters and just got you more connected to these characters. And then
it was a good setup for the finale.
Oh yeah, great setup for the finale. Oh shit. We also learned about the damage that Temp V is going to cause to Butcher and Huey.
Yeah, and we think Butcher might do the right thing and actually tell Huey, especially with the flashbacks that he just had.
Yep.
But nope, Butcher goes back to his shitty ways.
As soon as that happened, I was like, God damn it, Butcher, I really thought it was getting through your fucking head.
Seriously. Like, I mean, that man just refuses to have character development.
Even though we did see him save Huey in the most shitty way possible.
Yeah, like punching him in the face so he can't come on the mission with them and take more Temp V.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it did kind of get through his skull, just not the way we wanted to.
Yeah. And then so now moving on to the finale where a lot of shit goes down. But in the beginning, we see, I hate it, but we see Black Noir die.
Dude, that was so annoying to me. It's like, why did we just build up his character?
We did.
In the previous episode, like we just saw that.
We just got everyone so connected to him.
And boom, Homelander just sticks his fucking arm right through his chest.
Because he knew that Soldier Boy was his dad.
Yep.
And that he was out there alive still.
Yeah, dude, Homelander, don't lie to Homelander.
No, he does not like lying.
He doesn't like lying.
Not at all.
That's like his biggest pet peeve.
Yep. But then pretty important as well, we see Queen Maeve be transported because of Starlight's Instagram live of Homelander and like all of the Instagram live
they
shit.
Were getting her out of 7 Tower because they thought it'd be better. Because they were gonna search 7 Tower because they had a warrant and everything. So they were like, we have to get her out of here so they don't find her. But that was a perfect opportunity for her to escape.
Yep.
And
she does.
Used it to her advantage, and then she shows up to their base of operations for the boys.
Was that not MM's apartment though? She does go to someone's apartment. I think it's MM's.
I can't remember.
I think it's MM's apartment. It is. Yeah, it is.
Maybe
it is.
Anyway, but yeah, that's where they show up.
I really enjoyed Queen Maeve in this finale.
I did too. She was, we saw throughout the season, like, she was just getting ready for battle this whole time.
Because, Queen Maeve has been waiting a long time for this moment as well.
Yeah, honestly, she has more of a right than anybody to fuck Homelander up.
Yeah.
I mean, Butcher's got a good reason too, but...
Yeah, everyone's got good reasons.
For real, this man's a fucking menace.
Oh my God. Okay, so, but before the fight happens, so Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Queen Maeve all go to meet up Homelander and 7 Tower.
Yeah.
And, Homelander, he just wants to talk, right? He doesn't want to do anything rash at the moment.
Yeah.
And,
because he just found a father.
He did.
He's been looking for a father his whole life.
And I honestly did not know how this was going to go down. Like, this whole fight, I was like, what, who am I rooting for?
Yeah.
And, I didn't know how Soldier Boy was going to react to having a son as well. And then Soldier Boy brings out Ryan. He's like, oh, you also have a grandson. And I'm like...
Homelander brings out Ryan.
Homelander brings out Ryan. That's what I meant. And Soldier Boy looks at Butcher like, the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, I got a family. I'm like, oh, shit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I just was not expecting what Soldier Boy said to Homelander, bro. That shit was so funny.
It was funny. It just kind of like came out of nowhere.
Especially after... what Soldier Boy was just talking about with his father.
Yeah, about
that was
him,
a really good scene.
Yeah, it was a good scene between him and Butcher.
Yes.
And, him talking about, even with the superpowers, him still being a disappointment to his father.
Yeah, he said he took a shortcut.
Uh-huh. And so, you'd think he might act different with his son. And he was literally talking about being a better father than his own father.
Yeah.
But then he meets Homelander, and he's just like... I wish I could have been there to raise you, so I could have raised you to be better and not some sniveling pussy.
Yeah, seeking attention.
Oh
my God, he's like, I'm you. He's like, I know. You're such a fucking disappointment.
Oh my
Just
God.
grabs his shit, bro. Oh my God. It was so funny. I was not expecting that at all. And I was like,
No.
oh shit, what's going to happen? And then he's about to fucking radioactive his shit all over Homelander and Ryan.
Yeah.
And then Ryan lasers Soldier Boy out of there, which then just leads to Butcher now turning against Soldier Boy because now Soldier Boy is hurting Ryan, and Butcher made a promise to his wife, to Becca, to protect Ryan.
Yeah, and there's also no, we have had no reason for Ryan to, be deserving of getting killed.
No, not at all.
I mean, even though Butcher's like sole purpose in life is killing soups.
Yeah.
No matter who they are.
But it just leads into this mixed emotional fight for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
No, it was, but honestly, with how this fight ended up progressing, maybe we should have let Soldier Boy do it.
For real, bro.
Because but let's finish the fight first.
Let's fight.
So we saw some good combat between Homelander and Maeve.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about.
Because and at first Homelander was just like dismissing Maeve, like I'm not even gonna give her the time of day. Like I'm gonna go focus on Soldier Boy and Ryan and see what's going on over here. But bro, Maeve was not having it. She was like, I'm here to fucking fight you.
Yeah.
Give me the attention I deserve. And she was going all out.
Bro,
and
she was getting her licks in, bro.
Oh yeah. And even gave him a bloody nose. And when she gave him a bloody nose, Homelander was like, all right, you've earned my attention.
Yeah. He was not expecting to get a bloody nose from Maeve.
No, not at all.
It was definitely so rewarding to see Maeve get what she's been wanting this whole season.
Oh, yeah. And the second she gave him that bloody nose, she just had a smile right across her face.
I'm not gonna lie, because I was pretty worried once Homelander took her eye out.
Yeah, she got fucked up in the fight.
She got fucked up. But then, she kind of gives it back to him by sticking that metal piece in his ear as well, making him bleed out of there.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was some great fight scenes between Maeve and Homelander.
That was good. That was very satisfying to see.
Oh, yeah. And then, we got everyone else, Kamiko, Butcher, MM, and Starlight dealing with Soldier Boy. We got Huey telling everyone to evacuate the tower. And then we got Frenchie making the Nova Shock for Soldier Boy to knock him out. And that was a cool scene with Kamiko and the music playing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Damn, that's another relationship to touch up onto as well, as Kamiko and Frenchie, because they had some great moments in the second half as well.
There was a lot of good character development there.
Especially with her getting back on Compound V so that she can have her powers back.
And her realizing that it wasn't the V,
Yes.
Making her the monster.
Yes. And her just, protecting mon cœur, her heart.
My heart.
Which is Frenchie.
Yeah.
I just want to make a point, though. I fucking hate Starlight's powers. I'm not going to lie. Bro,
they're not very pleasing to watch.
Oh my God. Like, they look cool. I'm not going to lie. They look cool.
Yeah.
Huey is amping up all the electricity in this studio. She's fucking floating in the air because of how much energy she has in her to blast Soldier Boy. And in this whole scene has happened, Soldier Boy's like looking around, runs up to her, and Starlight blasts him. He fucking moves back like 5 feet. He's like, rolls over. He's fine, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Soldier Boy is a very powerful superhero in this show.
It didn't really do shit, though.
It didn't do shit, bro. It just slowed him down so that they can get him with the Nova Shock.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting maybe a burn mark on him or something.
Bro,
like
something.
Yeah, like
it didn't do shit.
Or maybe he can't see anymore, or something a little more lasting.
Starlight, I don't know. I like Annie, but her powers, I don't know, man.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. As throughout this whole show, we see Soldier Boy ready to blow again with his radioactive bomb inside of whatever. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But
his radioactive blast.
Yeah. So he's ready to blow, and he's going to take down the whole building if someone doesn't get him out of there. So Queen Maeve,
making the sacrifice,
who always says she's not a hero, has her heroic moment. Gets Soldier Boy out of the building by just diving and taking him out.
Yeah.
Jumping out of the building.
And she was fully expecting to die.
And she was. And which I kind of think she should have. But
but I mean,
so whatever. They clear the building. Soldier Boy has his blast, and it was a pretty big ass blast. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
And we're like, okay, Soldier Boy's out. Queen Maeve's out. Well, we still got Homelander to worry about. And without Soldier Boy or Queen Maeve, they wouldn't stand a chance against Homelander.
No.
So I'm like, oh shit, who else is gonna die in this moment?
Yeah.
And Ryan turns to the dark side a little bit. Now I know he has his turn here, but I think he also saved everyone in that moment. He's like, Dad, I want to get out of here.
Yeah. No, because if Ryan wasn't there to like pull Homelander away, they were dead.
They were dead. Homelander definitely brings out the human, or Ryan definitely brings out the human side in Homelander.
Yeah. So he said, Dad, I want to get out of here. They leave. Holy shit. Ryan's just like, Ryan, the only hope that we like kind of have of somebody being a, you know, an opposition to Homelander is like fully on Homelander's side right now.
So yeah, that very last scene might be the most frightening scene in the whole show.
Oh, that's the most terrifying thing to me.
Like, it makes you feel uncomfortable. Out of all of the you know, crazy nudity or gore that we've seen, that scene made you feel the most uncomfortable out of all of those.
It's like the statement that it makes.
Yeah.
Like, we've always been curious to see what would happen, like how the public would react if Homelander showed his true self.
Yes.
And in this moment, he had one person, you know, just like throw a can and call him fascist, but the mistake was the can hit Ryan.
Yes, because I think if the can hit Homelander, he wouldn't have done anything. He would have
kept it together.
Yes.
But Ryan, that's another story.
Yes.
And he, you know, he tried to stop himself. You can see it on his face, but he just freaking lasers him right in the face.
Lasers a random innocent person.
Random person for throwing a can and just dead silent.
Bro, I was like, oh shit, it finally happened.
Yeah. And we think, oh my God, all right, now he's gonna have to become the villain to the public. But no, in that moment, the fucking new boyfriend of MM's
biggest dick rider ever, Todd, bro. Biggest dick rider ever. Like, start cheering it on, and then, you know, you get one person to do it, others will follow.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd just starts like cheering that Homelander just killed this dude, and Homelander's like, he's shocked, bro. Homelander's shocked. He's like,
yeah,
all right.
Dude, do you realize the weight that just took off of his shoulders? Like, he's been hiding this side. He's been hiding his, like, you know, his killer instinct to just like murder whoever he wants to the public this entire time. And he finally does it in broad daylight.
Bruh.
And
crazy.
They cheer him on.
And then, not to mention, you see Ryan smirk at the end as well.
The smirk is what scared me, bro. Now, not only do we have Homelander, who feels like he can do whatever he wants now, we also have Ryan, who saw that go down, and he's like, oh, I can do whatever I want.
Because Ryan, his powers they're starting to gain on him, because he can fly now, as we can see.
Yeah, he flew down. God.
Oh boy. So this is going to lead to a very interesting season 4.
This is going to be a scary season 4.
I forgot to mention too as well, because Newman, the head popper, Victoria Newman, is now in the running for VP with that president.
Yep.
And, you know, she just wants to become this big political figure, and that's going to be a bad thing.
Yes, it will. If they win the election, she's literally one away from becoming president of the United States.
Yeah.
And
VP.
No.
Oh, you mean if
she wins the election as VP?
Oh, she'll pop his head.
Boom.
And then she becomes president.
Yep.
Oh shit.
You dipshit.
Oh yeah. That's definitely what she's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, that I feel like any vice president that's, you know, in that position and wants to become president. Little assassination. Check.
Wow. Yep. And there's no way to prove how he died.
Nope.
Oh my God. Okay, this is gonna be a good season 4. This is gonna be good. We got Ryan, we got Victoria Newman, Homelander, free from what the public thinks of him now.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think that we would ever see a Black Noir again? Because in the comics, Black Noir is a clone of Homelander. Are they hiding another Black Noir somewhere?
I doubt it. And clearly we saw he's not a clone.
No, clearly. And then hopefully, I was hoping we saw a little more of Stan Edgar in this second half, because we see him in the first half.
Yeah, we didn't really
see him at all.
We didn't.
So I'm hoping we see him in season 4 again. Who's your favorite character this season?
I mean, I know yours. Dude, I don't know. This is a really good season for character development, like everywhere.
So this season did get a 97%. I did see that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna just like stick with Homelander. Yeah. I freaking love Homelander. And just like the depth we see with him. Not only so we see him in his usual like ego egotistical attitude about like I can do whatever I want, but then we also see him terrified, and we also see him as a good father. I was gonna say,
because we did see a lot of vulnerable moments for him this season that we hadn't seen in the previous two. And yeah, fuck, man, there were some scenes where I was like, damn it, I like him in this moment, but I know he's a terrible person. Fuck.
So I think I'm gonna have to stick with Homelander, man.
You can't go wrong with that. Obviously, I've been fucking praising about Soldier Boy ever since this season came out, bro.
Jensen Ackles was an amazing addition to this cast.
Jensen Ackles has been the best addition to this show. I fucking, it makes me think now, because he was a perfect Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy was like the Captain America for Payback.
Yeah.
Could Jensen Ackles have been Captain America in the MCU?
I don't know. I like him as this better.
Obviously, obviously. And obviously, we know Chris Evans as the only Captain America. Well, now we're going to see Anthony Mackie take that mantle as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, Jensen Ackles, he probably could have played that role as well.
Probably, but we wouldn't have gotten to see like, his traditional values of, like, he was obviously uncomfortable with seeing people be gay. He was racist. He was a womanizer, all that shit. Honestly, he's probably what Captain America like should be, at least with like the time that he's from. So I find that fucking hilarious.
No, yeah, it was great. But I'm saying if there was another casting choice for Captain America back then I think Jensen Ackles could have done a good job.
I don't know, man. I see him as Soldier Boy now. Like
absolutely.
I couldn't see him as Captain America.
He was so good as Soldier Boy, bro. His voice,
because Jensen Ackles, I feel like he doesn't play. I feel like he wouldn't be a believable goody two shoes, and that's literally what Captain America is.
Yeah, his voice was perfect for Soldier Boy.
Yeah, it was.
He's just got that deep American voice.
Yeah, he does.
That deep Southern,
that Texas voice. Bro, he's from Texas.
Jensen Ackles from Texas.
Yep,
you could tell too.
A little Texas drawl.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then not to mention the beard as well. I mean, he aged like fine wine.
Yeah. And I'm so glad they didn't make him wear the helmet in the present, because I didn't love the helmet look. Without it, he looks amazing.
See, and that's honestly when I love Captain America's look the best, is when he doesn't have his helmet. And I'm glad that he had his suit and everything, but no helmet. We saw his face, and his suit was pretty badass.
His suit was dope.
And
I really liked the difference in the shield between his shield and like versus Captain America's shield. Captain America's shield, the whole thing is it's made of vibranium, and it's like super strong but also really lightweight. But I don't know if
Soldier Boy's shield was heavy.
Yeah, his shield was super heavy. I don't know if they have a material like vibranium in this universe or whatever, but they used what they had. Yeah. So his is probably just solid fucking metal, but he's just so strong that he can carry it and use it like a regular shield.
No, remember they tried moving the
Huey
shield?
tried picking it up.
And he couldn't at all. Whereas Captain America, we see Anthony Mackie, who doesn't have superhuman strength, or
he uses
Falcon.
He uses it all the time.
Yeah.
With no issue.
Anyone can pick up a Captain America shield.
Because it's 1/3 the weight of metal.
Right. But
or steel.
Yeah, so Soldier Boy carries around that heavy ass thing like it's nothing.
So I thought that was really cool. It was another display of his strength, and he can use it like it's nothing because he's that strong.
And a big question too at the end of season 4 is, are we going to see Soldier Boy again?
I think we'll see him again.
And I think so too. There's a lot. There's an open door, because I think even someone who worked on the show said, we wanted to leave that door open, and by the time The Boys is over as a show, we will see Soldier Boy again. Yeah. Which, thank God, because I need to see Soldier Boy again.
Seriously. You can't get rid of Jensen Ackles like that.
Bro, perfect addition to The Boys.
Yeah.
Perfect addition.
To wrap this up though, I absolutely loved this entire season of The Boys.
Bro, this entire season was amazing. I think it's the best season.
Possibly the best season.
I think it's the best season yet.
So freaking good. And it deserves like almost a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes, which it like basically has at a 97.
Yeah. And it better get hella Emmy nominations next year, because it did release too late for it to be nominated for this year's Emmys. So 2023 Emmys, it will be eligible.
We better see some recognition.
Oh, we better see some recognition. And what's great too is season 3, I think, has really helped the popularity of the show grow as well.
Yes.
Based off of social media as well.
They hyped it up a lot.
Yes. And so you could see through social media between the likes and the views that it has gone up exponentially since season 3 has dropped. And, Jensen Ackles has been a part of this cast. So yeah, what an amazing season of The Boys. I mean, if you listen to this whole thing and still haven't watched it yet, go watch it because it is a must-watch TV show. I try to get everyone hooked on it now.
So good. Jesus, that barely picked up.
Okay. So that's going to do it for this review on the second half of The Boys Season 3. In my opinion, best season so far.
It's up there.
Looking forward to Season 4 as it should be a very eventful one. 100%.
It'll be worth the wait for sure.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's going to do it for this review. As always, thanks for listening, whether you're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to, subscribe, give us a like, give us a review. We appreciate it all. As always, I'm your host, Blake, and with me, my co-host, Garrett, and we will see you next time on Blake's Takes.
See you guys.